Good morning, folks. We are ready to rumble. This is our venue today. As you can see on the trees, the wind is a little bit of a pest today, so we're gonna see how effective the slugs really are in battling against the wind. Today's setup hasn't changed too much, but it did change, and I'll speak a little bit about this as we go along. So first and foremost, I need to give thanks to Gerard at Patriot Outdoors. Gerard was able to fine-tune my gun a little bit to get it more air efficient. And to give you an idea what he did, and I'll put the specs up in the description below as well. This gun used to run 950 feet a second at a 150 bar. It is now running 980 feet a second with 26 grainers running of 125 bar. So it is extremely efficient at the moment. It is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. So some of the mods, just quickly. This is the 700mm superior slug liner, rig at 125 bar. There is now a Power Plenum inserted in the back, and also a new kit to the block. Let me just open this up. Alright, so I've got the very super fine pin probe in the back, Power Plenum, and the rig is set at 125 bar. Alright, make it 130 bar, close enough. But in any case, this gun is now sweet, and I'm going to do my testing with this today. Give you guys an indication of where I'll be shooting at. The box here in front, that's just my zero box, that's at 30 meters. And way back there, that's the 100-meter mark. I can't even keep the camera still at that distance. But that's where we'll be going today. I've pre-tested all the slugs, so I'll give you guys a description at what speed they are running and what power setting on the gun as we go along. And obviously I'll edit it as far as I can to make the video as short and sweet as possible. The basket of goodies that I have to test today, I've got 17 slugs and 3 pellets. So I'll have to break this up in a couple of videos. This little box, believe you me, weighs a couple of kilograms if you want to pick it up. It is full of lead for obvious reasons. So the setup is going to be my Canon camera on here, and I'll put the GoPro up front at the target again to show you guys the exact impact. The idea of today is to shoot a couple of sighters on each pellet or each slug to make sure that the gun settles. I'll be using a different target today to make it more easy to see. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot 4 slugs per target. I'm going to have a consistency test as well as an accuracy test, so I'll hit 10 slugs at the target, and I'll use 8 slugs for the gun to settle down on the rig, as well as to get my sights in to make sure that I get as close to the middle as humanly possible. But this is the setup for today. Hey, we can start shooting. Alright guys, the sun is a little bit in my eyes, but I've been guaranteed by the experts that won't affect the trajectory, just the nut behind the trajectory, so I do apologize up front. Alright, so first up, 21 grain H&Ns and the 217s. I'm going to shoot 8 sighters just to make sure that everything is perfect, and then I'm going to run 10 at the top left target. I'm looking forward to this. Alright, 10 shots, let's go. It doesn't look too bad from here. I can see the wind effect drifting it slightly to the left. These are 21 grainers after all, so the wind is going to push them a little bit. The wind is really pushing the table that I'm shooting off, as well as the slugs through the air. 78mm grouping around about 3 inches with the 217s. Let's see what the 218s will do. Not too bad, little wind drift, not too bad. 21 grain H&Ns, 218s. The group is a little bit tighter, just over 2 inches at 52 millimeters.
I'm quite impressed with this. It's a nice tight grouping, but now it's time to go for the little bit heavier slugs. Now we're going to test the 23 grainers.
Right, 10 shots, here we go.
Wow, what a nice grouping. The 23 grainers in 217s, grouped at 32 millimeters, that's just over an inch. I was mightily impressed by these little babies. Let's see what the 218s do.
10 shots, here we go. That's not too bad.
I'll take a grouping at 100 meters or 110 yards of under 2 inches any single day, especially with the wind howling in the background like that. The H&N 23 grainers surely impressed me. The accuracy is awesome with these little babies. Time for me to go and reset the targets, walk out to my box at 100 meters, get the new targets up, and then we're going on to the 25 grainers.
Right, so we're back. Changed targets, filled up the air a little bit. So now we're going over to the 25 grain H&Ns in 217. Just gonna hit a few sighters as first, and then 10 shots on the target. Alright, time to go. 10 shots. This is on power setting 5. The 25 grainers are running at 965 feet a second. Let's go.
The 25 grain H&Ns in 217 grouped over just an inch. Remember, this is at 100 meters, 110 yards, and the wind is howling. So to get this type of grouping with a slug, with all due respect, is phenomenal. I am absolutely enjoying this day. Let's see what the 218s do. The first 4 shots were extremely impressive, under a quarter of an inch. But then all of a sudden started to slowly open up. Total grouping still under an inch and a half. I like this. It's very consistent. Time to go to the big boys, the 27 grainers. After shooting the 25 grainers, I got a bit spoiled, and I really thought that the heavier 27 grainers would buck the wind a lot better. But still, this is a grouping of 2 inches, again at 100 meters or 110 yards. I think this is quite acceptable. Let's have a look at the 218s, and that will be my final bunch for the day.
Don't know what happened there. I'll have to go and measure.
And this is the difference between the 217s and the 218s. The aim point was exactly the same. The speed was exactly the same. But the impact on the target totally different. This one opening up to about 2.5 inches, still not bad, but way lower than the 217s. Obviously my gun doesn't love these 218s that much, but this again is a lesson learned. Time to wrap up and show you guys the final results. Okay, looking at the babies in the pack, the 21 and the 23 grainers. The 218s grouped a lot better than the 217s. A 3-inch grouping is not that good at 100 meters. Going down to 2 inches on the 218s, that's more what I'm looking at. Let's quickly have a look at the 23 grainers. The 23 grainers grouped a lot better than the 21 grainers. The weight just seems to fit the barrel a little bit better, and that was one of the most awesome groupings there with the 217s at just over an inch at 100 meters. I love that one. Alright, looking at the big boys, the 25 and the 27 grains. These were 2 immaculate groupings at 100 meters. I'm very happy with this. Both of them just over an inch. Not much difference between the 217s and the 218s. The only thing that I did spot, however, is the small point of impact shift to the right with the 218s versus the 217s, but really that's just nitpicking. The 27 grainers weren't as accurate as the 25 grainers. Having said that, 2.5 inches, that's not bad. The one weird thing is that the 218s all of a sudden had a massive point of impact shift on the target. They were running at the same speed, they were running at the same point of aim, scope height, everything the same. So given that, they should have hit at approximately the same spot. Again, this is the small little things that makes a massive difference within shooting. I hope to see you guys on the next video. Please like, subscribe, and if you want to, throw a nice comment in there. Have a lekker one.
That's all, folks.